Assalamu alaikum students. So we're back with the lecture. This is the third class chapter, more about food chains. So you guys already know about food chain, but here's a brief introduction. What is a food chain? It's a passageway through which energy is transported from one consumer to another. For example, grass to cow, and then from cow to human. So what basically happens is if grass, or I'd say if plants are producing their own food, the cows or such animals like goats and birds, caterpillars, I'd say, they would be feeding upon the grass or the plant that makes its own food. And then we, being human, or animals like deer, lions, they would be hunting those consumers to get that energy which is consumed by them. Alright, so the position of an organism on a food chain is called its trophic level. Alright, these trophic levels are classified as producers and consumers. Now we have the types of consumers. So there are different types in the trophic level, such as herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and the organisms which live on those organisms, I'd say. So herbivores are the second level of the trophic level, which are the plant eaters. So it could be us also, but usually the animals like cows and goats, or I'd say ducks, they're dependent on plants, so they're known as herbivores. Then we have carnivores, which are flesh eaters. That too can be us, but can be animals like lions, which only eat flesh. Could be in a form of a deer or any animal, any bird, anything, any creature. Then we have omnivores. Omnivores is the fourth level, which means organisms, people, or any type, like any type which includes in organisms which feeds upon both plant or flesh. Then we have organisms which live off other organisms like parasites. They are known as parasites, which are mosquitoes. Here's a picture of food pyramid. So there's this arrow which shows you the consumers. All right, so we have producers, and then we have primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and then the fourth part is quaternary, but it's not really important, not a part of your syllabus. You only have to focus on the three consumers of this whole pyramid. All right, so absorption of sunlight, the subheading. The energy consumed by all organisms comes from sunlight. Now this sunlight is absorbed by the plants, and then what is that process? It's photosynthesis. So by photosynthesis, a really small amount of energy is like around 1% of it is absorbed in the process of photosynthesis by the leaves, and then the rest of it is transported back to the environment. Now the remaining unused energy, it is reflected from the leaf surface and through transpiration. Now transpiration is a process through which a plant give off the water. The excess water is excreted out of the plant. So I've told you guys a lot of times that if you look at the surface of the leaf, around really early morning, you will see there are droplets of water on the surface of the leaf. That's because that's usually we call it dew, and that's because of the process of transpiration which has occurred throughout the night, and that's what happens. So the rest of the absorbed energy is transferred along the food chain to the consumers at higher trophic levels, which we discussed in the previous slide. Now herbivores, they eat plants and begin a sequence of events which leads to the flow of energy. In the next slides and in these two subheadings, we'll discuss how that flow of energy occurs. So up to 90% of this energy is lost at each level, and 10% is transferred to the next level. So that means if a cow consumes 90% of the energy by eating a plant, 60% is passed as undigested food, could be waste, could be feces, urine, whatever. Then 30% of it is lost as heat produced by the movement of muscles, which causes insulation in the body and protects the animal. And then the chemical processes that occur in the body, such as metabolism, they also consume that 30% of the energy, which is lost as heat produced by all those processes. then only that 10% which is left, that is used as growth and repair. So here I've included a picture which gives a quite a like definition of what biomass is. So here we have garbage, crops, alcohol, fuels, landfill, gas, wood. We'll study what is biomass in the next slide. So biomass is the total quantity or weight of organisms in which a given area, like in a given area or volume. Now what particularly we mean by that, we have this food pyramid that we discussed in the previous slides. So in that pyramid, at each level, I told you guys in the previous slide, 90% of the energy is lost and then 10% of it is utilized by the organism. So if 90% of the energy is lost, so a biomass of a plant material, which could be any tree or something, for example an oak tree, at the base of a pyramid with an energy of 1000 kilojoules provides 100 kilojoules of energy to level 2. So for example, if a cow or a goat is consuming a plant, that means if a plant is producing 1000 kilojoules of energy, it would transfer only 10% of it to the second consumer, which would be the cow. That means 100 kilojoules of energy is passed to the level 2. Then we have level 3, which means next 10% of it would be transferred to level 3, means 10 kilojoules of energy to level 3, and only 1 kilojoule of energy would be transferred to level 4, which is not enough to support another level. So the pyramid usually stops at level 4, around level 4, or you can say like that. So here we have trophic levels. If you look at it, we have 5 levels of it. Grass 10,000, and then there's energy, we can say kilojoules. Here's this SI unit written. Then we have second level, which is grasshopper. So grasshopper consumes grass, energy transferred to it is 1000 kilojoules. Then we have a frog which eats the grasshopper, the energy transferred is 100. Then there's snake that eats the frog, the energy transfer is 10 kilojoules. And then we have a hawk which eats the snake, and the energy transfer is 1. But if you look at it, the pyramid stops here because there is no more further percentage of any energy which is transferred into the environment. So here we saw the food structures and the food web and how the energy is consumed throughout. And then we have a hawk which eats the snake, and the energy transfer is 1. But if you look at it, the pyramid stops here because there is no more further percentage of any energy which is transferred into the environment. So here we saw the food structures and the food web and how the energy is consumed throughout the pyramid. I hope this lecture was helpful. The lecture was really small, so I tried to elaborate it as much as I can, but here is everything that you guys can look up to. Also, I'm available here. You guys can come up to me, ask me questions. I've sent the worksheets also, you'll get it. So that's it.